Hi everyone, welcome to the Ear to the Ground YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Greg Jones. I'm one of the co-editors of the site, and today I wanted to talk to you for just a few minutes about what it's like on our side of music media. That is to say, um, maybe you're in a band and you are interested in music promotion. That's why you've been following Ear to the Ground, and you wonder what it's like to be on our side. So, let me explain the process. So, we utilize a submission platform called SubmitHub. We do have an email address, and people do still send us music to our email. However, we don't listen to the music that is sent via email for many reasons. One, because oftentimes it's in weird, janky file types that I'm not going to download to my personal computer. Two, a lot of times the links are broken. So I click on a link to go find the music and it'll either be privated or embargoed or it doesn't work. So after a while, we just got to the point that it wasn't worth clicking on random emails from people that we don't know who they are. So we joined a submission platform called SubmitHub. I want to say about a lot of years ago. It's been a while now that we've been on there, but it has been a great time. And it's been great because it puts everything in one place for us. So, what we do, we log in and we have a nice feed that we can listen to. Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, yeah, well, you just do that because you're in it for the money. Right. So, we can talk about the economics of it, but I'll just say it this way. There are premium submissions that cost you a little bit of money that allow us to make a little bit of money. But there are also standard submissions. And as long as I'm kicking, we will always allow standard submissions. These are free. All you need to do is sign up for SubmitHub and send your music over. But from our perspective, this is good because it's all in one place. If I listen to your music, boom, I click play, I'm bouncing along. Oh, I like this song. Yeah, I want to write about it. Okay, I'm going to click approve. At that point, it joins a list of approved music. And here's how it works for me. It's going to sit there on that list, and I promise from the time I click approve that it'll be within 2 weeks of either that approval or your release date. So if the music is already out, I'll do it in the next 2 weeks. If your music is coming soon, let's say it's coming out in 2 weeks or in a month, then I will do it within 2 weeks of when it releases. Now, I'm not going to immediately cover your music because there are dozens ahead of you in line. But what that allows me to do, now that they're all there in one place in my approved tab, is I can go through and say, okay, what songs have I approved recently? And I can look at the genre tags and I can say, I have 3 songs that are all folk pop. And then I'll click on them, listen again. Oh, yeah, I remember this song. I like this. And I listen to the other 2. Yes, these 3 go together. Then I hop over to the website to add a new post, and I can start my writing, and I now have 3 songs that actually fit together. And I can write about them in a way that makes sense. This is a win-win because now, when you send your fans, you say, hey, I got covered on Ear to the Ground Music, click on this link. Your fans go and they read and they're like, wow, our favorite band got coverage here. This is great. They listen. But now they're introduced to 2 new bands. And they're going to click on that and say, wow, I like these bands now also. And so the 3 bands are all helping each other out. And of course, hopefully all the people who click on that article to learn about your music are going to say, wow, I want to find more music like this. I'm going to also follow Ear to the Ground. But the point that I want to make for you all is we have hundreds of submissions every week. Hundreds. Oftentimes, when I log in the morning, my standard queue is full of 50 songs. I will mostly empty it. Usually I'll get 30 or 40 done in a day as I can fit around my day job. And by the next morning, it's back up to 50. So we're routinely covering hundreds, or not covering, but we're routinely processing hundreds of subs. Not all premium, but we're routinely processing hundreds of submissions. So there's a lot of music. Sometimes I think bands and definitely PR firms will think, oh, well, you have to hear this, right? You need to hear this song. Well, do I have to? Because it's not a lack of music, it's a lack of time to feature it all. It's a lack of space to feature it all. So yeah, there's more music than time. But one of the things I wanted to make sure that I mentioned to you all is that even though this is busy work, not busy work isn't negative, but it is busy, but it's very rewarding. When I get to discover a song, especially in that standard queue, and I'm just going through processing, okay, not a hit, this is not resonating with me, boom, 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 not getting it, not for me, not for me, not for me. And then one comes along and wow, this is great, right? It just stands out in the crowd. And I think this is the kind of music that I want to write about. I approve that track. That's the feeling, right? It's the juice. It's the dopamine hit, but also it is something that motivates me to make sure that I give the best coverage I can give to that particular artist. And I'm equally likely, whether it's premium or standard, to do that. It really comes down to if the song fits the curatorial vision for the website. There's occasionally music that appeals to me personally that does not fit on Ear to the Ground. And if you're not sure, if you're on the creator side and you're like, I don't know, how am I supposed to know what all these websites are looking for? Read them. Listen to the playlists that they curate. And one of the things that I want to throw out there for folks who are thinking about this, you think, wow, this guy, maybe you were somebody that submitted to us and I rejected your music and you're like mad, so you want to clicked on this video out of spite or anger. Let me tell you, we have had many people over the years that didn't get approved the very first time they sent us something, but maybe the fifth or sixth, because I'm curating based on sound, feel, vibes. Like sometimes a song feels really good, but the lyrics are just not something that I feel comfortable writing about. Sometimes a song has a great hook or a good chorus, or there's some aspect of it that is really good, but the rest of it kind of falls flat. If there's a negative like that, it makes it difficult to write about in a convincing way. So I would rather just pass, because we don't write negative reviews. So I'm not going to say, oh, this song is mostly good, but you're not going to like this part. It falls flat. I'm not going to do that to especially emerging artists. I don't think there's any reason to do that. So instead I'll just say, no thanks, we're not going to cover this one. That doesn't mean that I dislike it. It just means that something about it was not a fit for the particular style or playlist. Like, for example, I have often said no thank you to Americana that was perfectly enjoyable, but we tend to cover this sort of gritty modern Americana right now. It's a little more Jason Isbell, a little less, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? You know what I mean? Like, although, if you sent us something that sounds like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, I probably will approve it. But that point notwithstanding, a lot of the Americana that we're looking for right now is more of that kind of gritty, heavy, emotionally driven, like Jason Isbell style. So hopefully that makes sense. I've done some videos in the past about specific things within genres that we're looking for. The videos didn't do super well, so maybe that's not at the top of your concern. But I just wanted to give you an indicator, like what it's like on our side. It is very busy. We're swamped with music, and so we're looking for those gems that really stand out. And the best way to get them to us is by following our submission platform and our submission guidelines, and letting the process play out. Stay with it. Obviously we enjoy if people connect with us on socials. We enjoy if people are actively involved, but we can only cover what we can cover. So thank you for trusting us with the curation process, and thanks for checking out the video and the website, and I'll see you out there in the music world. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.